What's up, everybody? This is TeknoAXE, and I'm here to show you how to make your rock songs. I'm here to show you how to make your rock songs sound good, I guess you could say. Uh, Not so much how to write a rock song, but to basically make it so each individual instrument is the best sounding that it can be. And really, the tricks are a little simpler than even I imagined. I spent years and years and years trying to basically make every single instrument be heard in a mix. That's what I want to hear. I want to hear the bass, I want to hear the guitars, I want to hear the drums. And I had read about like different ways to do this on Guitar Hero, or not Guitar Hero, what am I talking about? Guitar Magazine, Guitar One, they've got you pick up on the hints when you read like the interviews of the guitarists of famous bands and stuff like that. So basically, every music production program has the same basic features. They have like a volume slider, a bunch of stuff that tells you where to connect. They have maybe a little bit of an EQ built in and everything like that. And they also have a pan option where you pan your instruments left to right, and this is what I want to talk about. And this leads me into the trick that I want to show you about how to make your bass, guitar, and your drums be clear simultaneously, because that's one of the biggest problems that I had, really, is making those drums stand out from the bass guitar. The bass drum in particular. Okay, here's the trick. It's basically what you do is the standard modern philosophy towards both of those instruments is that you put them in the center of your mix, pan wise. And the reason for that is that this is the foundation of your song. This is your rhythm section, basically, and so you need to put them at the center so everybody can hear it. And then you pan your guitars left and right, and then maybe add a center track in the center. But really, the bass guitar and the drums can be separated out a little bit. They don't have to be completely at the center. And as a matter of fact, if you want to be more advanced, I'll show you something a little later. But if you want your bass drum to stand out from your bass guitar, all you have to do is separate them out pan-wise. You pan your bass a little bit to the left. I've got mine about 39% to the left. And then you pan your drums to the right. And I've got my drums panned 34% to the right. It doesn't have to be, it's not rocket science. So it doesn't have to be like precise or anything like that. But just that little separation gives me a whole bunch. It just makes everything so much clearer, and I'm so happy that I finally find that out. Maybe it's been in a tutorial somewhere, I don't know. I've never seen it. Most of the people, most of the advices that I have gained from reading different websites and magazines have pointed to basically EQing those two instruments so they don't step over each other. Like, say, basically the bass guitar, you EQ out the 40 hertz, whereas with the bass guitar, or with the bass drum, you EQ out the 200 hertz, and that way the frequencies of both instruments don't step on each other and you can hear them more clearly. And that's fine, but it seems to me that that method just sort of sucks out a lot of both instruments. Like, it sucks out a lot of character from both instruments, and it really does the song disservice. And I still EQ my bass a little bit. And matter of fact, actually, I compress my bass by quite a bit because I find that the sound is not quite as consistent as I like without it. So I compress my bass a little bit, I compress my drums a little bit. But really, the best thing that I can do, the best thing that I've found for my song is basically to pan those two instruments to the left and right. And really, if you want to extend that to other genres, you can see that that's actually the case with classical music. To make an orchestra sound like an orchestra, you basically arrange your instruments with your panning tool left and right. You arrange your orchestra like an orchestra is laid out. Like you've got your bass to your right, and then your treble to your left, and everything else just kind of falls in the middle.